Hi, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh and this is a comparison look. It's two decks. It's the Visions in the Liminal Space and Morgan's Tarot. Now Morgan's Tarot came out years ago. There you go, 1970. And when I bought Visions in the Liminal Space and I did the unboxing video, the main comment that I get on them is, on either of these videos, is, how does it compare to the Morgan's Tarot? And yeah, so we're going to have a look. I mean, obviously they're in different boxes. They're different artists. This is by Barbara Wintner and Kayleigh Christensen. And this is obviously by Morgan Robbins and illustrated by Darshan Chorpash. So let's have a look. Should we have a look? We'll just have a look-see. We'll just see what's what and see what's going on. Because I can see how they are similar. Let's put it that way, with the scratchy pen and ink style, the handwritten. They are very, and even down to the framing, they are very similar. Now, Liminal Space has this textured. It's one of my favourite cardstocks to have the textured linen textured cards. Matte printed, and it has this gorgeous sunflower on the back, which makes my eyes go really dizzy looking at it. And then we have this Sri Ant chart on the back. So again, you can see the art styles are very similar, and maybe this was inspiration for the Visions in the Liminal Space from the Morgan's Tarot, but there's more cards in the Morgan's Tarot. But they do have both this very similar artwork. This is more square rounded, whereas this is more, and a little bit thicker on the lineage, but it is very similar. The handwriting is obviously different, but having writing in an image is very similar. I can see why people, obviously this has more modern references. This was in 1970. Different references of the times, but they both have this at the bottom with the artwork in it. I would say sometimes this has a more illustrative energy to it. This feels a bit more sparse, if that makes sense, with Morgan's Tarot. It's a lot more scratchy. There's perhaps more, I don't want to say artistry because they're each their own, but there's more content in the image. It's a richer image in certain ways on Liminal Space. So if there was a jumping off point from Morgan's Tarot to the Liminal Space, it has sort of been elevated without sounding horrible. It has sort of been elevated. But I can see the influence, and I can see why people go, oh, is that the same one? Or, you know, is it, how do they compare? In this image, they both have four very clear circles with little circles around it. But they are similar styles. I always love the blank one. I think there might be a blank one in this one. I could be wrong. But as you can see, look, this is more scratchy. This has more, I love the Sky Daddy card. Has more finish to it. This is very hatched style, and this is, it's just got more, I don't know, how do I put it? It just feels more finished in the Liminal Space, if that makes sense. Like there's more detail, there's more movement. This feels like it's a frozen thing. This feels like it's a moving thing. So so yeah, I mean, they are similar styles, absolutely, but I would say some of the artwork is actually very different. They're from different times, different influences, different point of view. So yeah, the basis of it, the black and white ink with the in the box with the keyword, you know, the phrase at the bottom, yes, I would say is very similar. But as for the artwork, it does have a different feel to it. You know, it's I am seeing similarities when I'm pulling the cards. It's not lost on me. The sun and the star burst on the same ones. Love and light, shadow and hate. So mushroom. I would also say this feels very new age in the sense of it's talking about the dream, and this one feels more like it's got like a punky edge to it. You know, it's kind of sticking two fingers up at it. It's taking the mick. It's got this, you know, joke to it, whereas this is very much like the grass. We don't call, well, I don't know, most people don't call weed grass anymore. But it's different. I come from a different planet, whereas this is just going, yeah, I'm an alien and the world's melting. It's very different in the sense of this feels more irreverent, more modern take on that. So it's there you go. Atlantis and Mu, the high road. I don't know, it just feels more, I can see the influences, that's for sure. I'm just showing you all them quickly. I don't want to go on too long on a, sometimes I get a bit lost in the comparison videos, going on and on. Like Love Garden, no trips without a tripper. Like the 1111, that's very of our time right now. Everybody going 111, 444, 777. You know, it's until all are free, none are free. Whereas this is more about an acid trip, if that makes sense. It's, you can definitely see why they get confused. Excelsior, I just love that Excelsior. I just love that, you know, Stan Lee's in there as well. Is that a nod to their more comic style? You know, the comic drawing kind of style? I don't know, but what was I was doing a minute ago? Fortune favours the bold, heavy. The season of the witch. Just, I don't know, it just feels this is more modern than this one. They're both of their times, I think, and the art reflects that. Like this one's sideways. I don't think one goes sideways in this in Morgan's tarot. Hand in hand, cosmic fuckery. They both have that kind of Mickey take kind of. I said there was more cards in Morgan's tarot, but there's not that many more cards. It must be a different card stock. Thicker, it is thicker card stock. Ever so slightly. Burn the idols. Who am I? Whatever's right. So yeah, there's a few more extra cards in what is ever so slightly a thicker card stock. Ever so slightly. Because this is that thinner plasticky linen textured deck. I really love it though. Really love it. So they do both come with guidebooks, but yeah, so that is the comparison between Visions in the Liminal Space and Morgan's Tarot. I don't really know what more to say other than yes, I can see the influence. They're just from different time periods, I think, and I would say Visions just has that little bit more comic book finish, whereas this is more scratchy. But other than that, I can absolutely see why people get them. Similarities and have same energy from them. They do have that kind of irreverent poking at the new age drug slash what's going on with the world. This one just feels a lot more of the 70s star seedy kind of feel. But it's really cool. They're both really cool. I love having them in my collection. So yeah, if you have any questions or queries or comments, as always, feel free to leave them down below. I'm always up for doing that. I will get back through the comments at some point. But hopefully this has been helpful. And it was what people were hoping for when they said, can you put them side by side and have a look? Because that's about all I could do. They don't have the same images like they do in like Animal Spirit deck or whatever, where you have the different sizes and editions. They're not, this is not the new edition of that one, so to speak, so you haven't got the same images, but you can look at them side by side and have a look. There are textural differences on the actual cards themselves, and just the artwork. It just feels like it was maybe inspired by this one, but they've kind of taken their own artwork and twist, made it more modern. There's a bit more fullness to the imagery. It's softer, clearer, sharper, whereas this one's scratchy and I don't know. I love both of them. I do love both of them. I feel like I'm doing this one a disservice. Morgan's a disservice, but yes, it's out of the two. This just feels more of this time, whereas this feels very much like this is the original and this is standing on the shoulder of giants. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye for now.